Howdy, partners! I felt it was fitting because my shirt says, "Hold on, partner. I'm overstimulated." Guns a-blazing. Um, Anywho, welcome to episode 21. Shout out to Kaylee for episode 20 and hosting us in Tampa. Still getting back to real life. Um, on another note with Kaylee, her viral thought really ruffled some feathers via social media because you guys know I like put my clips out on social media as like little teasers to try to get more listeners, or I mean just up my following on social media as well. And it just kills me because literally the episode before her and I was talking about how I'm getting more haters, and I'm honestly kind of vibing with it because I feel like I've made it. I'm getting haters. I've made it. But also, again, what they don't realize is the more that you're commenting, the more that like that's popping up on other people's feed. Um, but also it's just crazy because you look at the people who are posting the hate comments and you're like, okay. Or you read what they say and you're like, I think also something that will sometimes bother me is I'm like, okay, I get it. I only posted this like little clip as a way to, I don't know, get you to tune into the pod, but you're like only listening to a little clip of it. You know what I mean? Like you didn't hear the entire conversation, didn't hear everything. So, whatever. I just think it's funny. Especially because like almost everyone who commented was a man. Again, like we were not talking about anything that has to do with men's business. I'm gonna be like Nene in Roa. What was she? Oh gosh. Peter need to stay out of women business. He acting like a bitch. I mean, like Nene said it. So it applies to all men. Stay out of women business. Okay? Thank you. So just in honor of talking about Kaylee's feral thought, I'm going to start us off a little differently. I'm going to just start us off with my feral thought that popped into my head yesterday because I want to go see the new How to Train Your Dragon, but also like literally just going to a movie theater makes me want to die. Um, I, so here's my feral thought. And it's not like, anyways, I'm not, any, my feral thought is we need to bring COVID back so that we don't have to go to movie theaters anymore. I think that was like the peak greatness that came out of COVID was being able to like just buy the movie on like Disney Plus or like the just I don't know, the fact that they weren't even coming out in theaters. It was like, oh, like Amazon Prime exclusive, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, I know like one of these subscription services is paying for the production of this movie anyways, because once it's been in theaters for a month or so, one of them is going to put it on their platform. So why can't we just continue to not do the movie theaters? I mean, the even when we lived in Birmingham and there was like one of those fancy ones that had the seats that recline and like vibrate when the TV is going, like Matthew and I saw Top Gun um at that theater and it was pretty cool because I mean like you felt it in your seats and everything. But it's still the tickets are like I want to say they were like 30-40 bucks. Maybe they weren't that expensive. I can't really remember. But it's still like, okay, cool. The seats reclined. Didn't recline that much. Also like I could be that person, but I don't want to be. But like I want to have my blankie. I want to have my snacks. And yes, obviously I sneak my snacks into the movie theater like a normal human being, but I'm still going to get my popcorn and I'm still going to get a drink and that's going to cost me another $20. And then like, what if I can't get the best viewing? You know what I mean? Also, then I have to like worry about when I'm going to go pee. Like I remember when we saw Oppenheimer, I downloaded this app. I think it's called Run P, to be honest. Um, but it's like it tells you the best times like during the movie to pee. Like I wanna say you start the timer when the movie starts, and then it'll like notify you like 5 minutes before, like, okay, here's the time like that you should go pee. I guess it's like based off of other people's recommendations. It's basically saying when you should go pee because it's the dullest moment. But anyways, like, I'm still missing something versus when I'm home, let me pause it, because also, like, when you're in the movie theater, like, I'm not trying to talk, so if I go pee and I come back, I can't ask for a play-by-play of what I missed because I'm not gonna be that person. Also, what if I don't get an aisle seat or if I'm not close to an aisle, and then I have to be like, "Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me." Like, I think for me it's the amount of social anxiety that a movie theater causes for why I just don't want them to be a thing. And just the amount of money for no reason. Like, Pensacola has no fancy movie theater. You can't recline in your seats. They're old as fuck. Like, I don't want to, but, like, if I don't wanna go to the movie theater, then I have to just watch everybody else on TikTok and Instagram talk about these movies that I wanna see, and I have to try to scroll by them, or, like, I've already ruined The Materialist for myself because I get caught in, like, watching it, and then I'm like, "Oh, fuck, like, I haven't seen it yet." So, anywho, that's my final thought. Don't necessarily need the COVID part to come back, but let's just get rid of the theaters. Or let's keep them, but let's keep the option for paying like, I will pay the $30 as, like, a movie ticket or whatever to just rent the movie at my house because 'cause I'm gonna pay that anyways at the movie theater, so I'll just pay that at my house. I don't even care if it's a 24-hour rental. Fine by me. I just don't wanna go to the movie theater. Okay. Um Also, don't mind the bum ass look. Today was chore day, like intensive chore day. Sunday is always chore day, which I think today, upon some reflection, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have Sunday be like, we're just going to do everything day. But also, even when it's not like today was extreme chore day because it was the first weekend that we've been, like, home and not either anticipating, like, a trip coming up or something in several weeks. So, there was a lot of stuff to be done, a lot of laundry to be done, a lot of floors to be mopped, a lot of, rugs to be vacuumed, a lot of things to be cleaned, a lot of yard to be done, and I did, you guys, do a little bit of my part with the yard. I pruned up my rose bush, because the beauty queen was getting big, and I did pull some weeds out of the front garden bed, so I'm gonna go ahead and give myself a little pat on the back for that because I'm just a girl, so that's really not my job, and I really blessed Matthew with my assistance today, as did the dude. We were both out there until I was like, I'm sweating a little too much." The dogs got a bath today. Like, I don't feel like there was a moment to stop. The dude is also sick, so it's just I'm tired. I'm tired of this grandpa. Anyways, so chore day. I do normally do everything on Sundays anyways, like laundry is Sundays, anything like that is just gonna be a Sunday because when I think about, okay, how can I make everything not be on a Sunday? Okay, well, that would mean I would have to do it on a Saturday. Mm, Usually on a Saturday, I'm not home. I'm gonna be going and doing something, or we'll go out on the boat, or like maybe during the winter time, I could do some stuff during Saturday, but definitely not during the summer. If it's nice, am I going to waste a Saturday doing chores? Mm-mm, no. And then thinking about doing chores during the week just actually makes me want to die. Uh, you mean you want me to work a full day, be a mom, and somehow do some type of chore before I go to bed. What time am I supposed to go to bed? Midnight? No. Even if I didn't have a kid, I think this has been my routine without a kid. Before Matthew, like Sundays has just always been my thing. I think maybe in college, if it wasn't Sunday, it was like Monday or whatever day I didn't have classes. Excuse me. See, tired you guys. Um, but to me, I'm just kind of like, let's just knock it out. Like, let's just be miserable for a day instead of having a little bit of misery every day because I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm doing this load of laundry or whatever. Because the other thing is even if I say like my laundry needs to be done, on a different day other than Sunday because there wasn't enough for it to be done on Sunday, even though usually if there's not enough, I'm still going to do it anyways. But let's say some odd chance I have to do laundry during the week, which sometimes I do if there's a trip coming up or like I just got some stuff and I need to like wash it or whatever. It's not going to get put up. It's going to stay in the basket. And I'm just going to be picking stuff out of it until everything miraculously is out of the basket or until I have to basically dump it because, oh, guess what? It's Sunday and now the other laundry needs to go in the basket. So I'm like, I don't even know why I do try to make other days like a chore day. Don't get me wrong, like I'm still picking up after ourselves and like doing that kind of stuff, but like I'm not gonna mop the floors on a Tuesday night. I'm not cleaning my bathroom on a Wednesday. No, those things can be saved for Sunday. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk about why Sunday is the best day for chores. Anywho, now to get into some talk about shows. Don't really have a big update on current reads other than I have started reading the like Vow of Deception trilogy. I don't know if that's actually the word for the trilogy, but it's by Rena Kent and it's Adrian Volkov. I don't even know if that's how you say his last name. But I can see why Book Talk is like he is my least favorite because I'm on book 2 and I'm like, don't get me wrong, like some dark stuff, but I'm not quite sure what his purpose is quite yet. And like book 1 was crazy, and I haven't really gotten to a lot of some of the stuff that was in book 1 like being addressed yet. So I'm like, I could see why this man is hated because I don't like him. And if I don't like him by the end of this book, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to book 3 unless I'm sure book 2 ends on another cliffhanger so that you read the 3rd book. So that's all I have for reading updates. Anywho, shows. Okay. Got to debrief about Summer House for a second because my queen Paige is leaving. Good for her, honestly. I think she saw that people were like, what the fuck is going on with Summer House? And she was like, I'm just going to peace out. Also, she's doing so well, I think, without the show that what does it matter? Anywho, but why the fuck? Oh, I was just like so pumped to see, okay, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Carl's coming back. Kyle, Amanda, which like Amanda, like she can come back anytime she wants. Kyle, please do something with your life. Carl, Kyle, even Lindsay was like, oh, I'm coming back. And I'm like, I literally thought she had just said on an interview she wasn't. So I'm so confused. I'm also just like, oh, please. Like, I know I am not the only one with this opinion because I see it all over social media. Please do a spinoff with like the older cast. Like, we will watch that. But what is the, like, it's not Summer House anymore with 45-year-olds and like moms and whatever. And I'm a mom and I like, don't get me wrong. Yes, I'm allowed to do things at party, but would I be every weekend partying in the, why is there a little fly? Anyways, partying in the Hamptons. I mean, I'm assuming she's not gonna come every weekend, but even the thought of bringing my kid to that, like, granted, I'm sure filming wise, like, the kid would probably be there for like 30 minutes and then it would be done. But even the thought of doing that, I'm like, ugh, no. So I'm just really upset. I don't even know if I'm sure I will wind up starting to watch it like next year. Will I finish it or enjoy it? Probably not. I'm just so over it. And the reunion gave nothing that I needed it to give. Nothing. I was upset with the first episode, which I debriefed with you guys about. But then the second reunion episode, I was like, this is it? Just really? So we shall see what transpires and what becomes of Summer House because like they got to do something different. They got to. Okay. Love Island. So Kaylee wouldn't like stop talking about Love Island while we were there, and I was like, you know, I've watched Love Island before. I'm typically a bigger fan of the UK version. I think that they're a little bit more out of pocket, but actually not really compared to this season of USA. Because what? Um, we'll get there. But anywho, so she was like, yeah, some of my other friends too would watch it and like kind of like tell me stuff about it. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna watch it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I kind of do need like another show because I don't have a summer house. Um, so sure. I'm sorry I keep yawning. Anyways, started watching it. I think I'm on like episode 9 or maybe I'm still on 8. I don't know if I finished 8 or not. Iris has just come in and Jalen has just come in. So I already know that Jalen's going to be gone, which I'm going to be sad about. But yeah, that's where I'm at. And just a few thoughts already. One, love the out of pocketness already. I'm like, okay, this is great reality television. But two, because I'm pretty sure episode 8 was like some naughty or nice type thing. Everybody was in like BDSM, and don't get me wrong, again, would love to read about it. And I have no problem watching it. But I'm like thinking, and Matthew and I were also both sitting there, and I'm like, do you think they are thinking about the fact that the entire world is like watching this, or like their parents? Like, the guys are getting hard-ons where the girls are like whipping them and like licking them from tummy up. And mm, I'm like, ooh, I would have to literally ban anyone I know from watching it. I'd be like, I'm sorry. I know that you want to watch this, but you can't. You're not allowed to. If you do, it's like one of those CIA things. Like if I tell you what I do for work, I'll have to kill you. It would be that. Like if you watch me in the show, I have to kill you because like I just can't. But then even on that level, I said that and Matthew was like, or the fact that like their kids are gonna watch this one day, and I'm like, ooh, yeah. But you think about that too, how like Jersey Shore, like Snooki has kids and stuff, and Jenny has kids, and like I mean, majority of them have kids, and they're doing fine. Their kids don't seem too traumatized about whatever they were doing. Um, but I mean, I don't think that their kids are quite old enough yet to really watch some of that stuff. I don't know. I would love to do that. To interview a kid of a reality star, like years later, even like some of the OG like teen moms, like their kids. Ooh, Leah would love to interview her. Would love to see what she has to say about Amber. I mean, we already see some of it on the show, scripted, of course, but would love to interview them and, like, kinda ask them, have you watched those episodes? What did you think? Hmm? Have you told your parents?" So, that's one of my many thoughts. My other thoughts are, I don't remember there being this many challenges that require them to be full on macking and swapping spit with the opposite sex. Like the Bella girl, who granted, like, she didn't last very long, but she was so real for being like, I am not like, you guys can give me a kiss on the cheek, but I'm not doing this. Because like within the first 2 episodes, like, I think almost everybody has kissed everybody else. That's gross. That's so nasty. Um, and then, like, I mean, I'm not there yet on the episodes, but I've seen it all over TikTok, like, all the cold sores and stuff that everyone has. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is gross." Let's just do it like, you could do a challenge that doesn't require them to mac with every human being. Maybe, I don't know, I guess that is what it is about, but I'm just like, I don't remember it being this much. Maybe it has always been, and I just was oblivious to it, but now I'm like this little old woman who's like, no, I'm not, but I'm just kinda like, "Ugh." Again, are your parents watching this? Are your grandpa like, I just even my friends, I feel like I would have so much secondhand embarrassment of my friends watching this. Meanwhile, like, I'm at the villa and my friends are home watching me be a dumbass, watching me crash out a million miles away. They can't call me. They can't tell me like, "Bitch, get it together." Or like, "Girl, what are you doing? We are all watching this." So I think about that. I'm like, "Ugh, I don't even want my friends to see this type of stuff." Mm-mm. So, um, that's what I've been watching. Also, I'm gonna have to speak in code for this because I don't want the FBI to come for me. We have a little streaming thing, and Matthew's dad gave it to us. You need a certain URL for it, and I guess the one we had has, like, expired. Because also I have not turned this thing on for don't even know how long. But alas, uh, here's where I come back to my movie point. I wanted to see How to Train Your Dragon. Sometimes this little box has some movies on it, and if you catch my drift. And so I'm sitting here, like, trying to figure it out. I'm, like, on Google trying to find some URLs. Anywho, can't find any to make this work, so to be continued on that. So once I finally give up, I go back to, like, the Roku part of my TV, go to Amazon, and I'm trying to play a movie, and it keeps saying, like, "Error, error, error." Okay, go to my other TV because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, maybe Amazon is just, like, having a conniption." Sometimes that happens. Go to the other TV, it's working. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." I just somehow internally blew up my TV. Did a soft reset, thankfully, and that made everything better, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is what VPNs are for." But I don't know how that works. To be honest. Not a single clue how that works or what all details go into that. So if you know, definitely let me know because clearly my TV was catching on to what I was trying to do and was like, "Oh no, bitch, if you want to be stupid, I'm just going to crash." So when I do solve my problem with my little box, I don't need my TV crashing. So I'm going to have to figure out the VPN thing. So let me know if you already know how to do it. That would save me a lot of time and Googling and YouTubing and screaming and Matthew saying he knows what to do, but he doesn't know what to do. And I'm saying like, oh no, I know what to do, but I also don't know what I know. Blah, blah, blah. I also don't know what I'm doing. So anywho, oh, but what I did wind up maybe watching the first 20, 30 minutes of before quickly passing out on the couch and then being awoken by Matthew and I was like, what is going on? Um, was Another Simple Favor, and I remember seeing the memes where they were like, not Blake Lively's wardrobe team letting her pick her outfits again. But really though, I think the only outfit that I had seen that I had liked, and up until the point that I fell asleep, so I have to restart it. So, was the one that was like the wedding brunch or whatever, where she had like the feathery like coat type thing with the pants and the like pink shirt. That was cute. What the fuck was like the jet fit with the hat and the bow tie and I'm like, "Oh my God." So, yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna finish the movie. Maybe tonight. Probably not. I'm probably gonna put Love Island on because that's another thing. I will go back to talking about Love Island is it's like pretty much background noise because there's so many episodes. That's the only thing about it that's so difficult is there's just so many episodes, but you can just keep it on and like you're cleaning and it's like, oh, okay, I'll pay attention at this point. Oh, this is literally stupid. I don't care about watching that, but I'll keep it playing. Because I do feel like that's how I feel about majority of the episodes. It's like we did not need 20 minutes of this. So at least it's a show that you don't have to like give a lot of intense attention to. So, let me let you guys on another little secret. And maybe I'm the only one who has just now discovered this. And I don't know actually why I'm saying I've just now discovered this because my mother-in-law has literally told me this. I'm not going to out the airline because I just realized I said my mother-in-law, so don't want to get her fired. But, and I'm pretty sure it probably works like this with every airline. Anywho, didn't know that you can literally submit a complaint for anything. So, when I was on my work trip coming home, first flight was delayed like because we were hitting weather in the air. So it wasn't like leaving late. It was just going to be coming into Atlanta later, which I'm again the queen of literally the shortest connection they'll give me. I want to take it because I don't want to sit in the freaking airport because you can Matthew and I went to TGI Fridays in the Atlanta airport one time. And it was like $75. We both got I don't even think we got a drink. Actually, I might have got one drink and he might have got a beer. And then we got a meal. The dude, I think, got a kid's meal. I don't even think he did. I think he shared with me. But I had like a salad. Anyway, it's just not worth $75. So I'm not going to eat in the airport. And I had already eaten in the Minneapolis airport. Um, and it was not that great. Anywho, I'm getting off the subject. Basically, connection very short. Homegirl has a boot. Then the I don't remember if it was that first flight. Yeah, it was the first flight. Um, it was. My TV wasn't working. And I'm like, let me just go ahead and die right now. Because we're talking about a 2.5 hour flight. My TV's not working. And I had my call light on for like 5 minutes and I'm just sitting there looking like a dumbass. Um, and I have everything else like packed up and it's like I could have gotten my iPad out. I had a few things downloaded, but it's still like I wanted to finish watching what I was already watching. Or just watch a movie and like it's 2.5 hours. They did reset it and it did start working. But alas, I just, I was like, you know what? I'm going to submit a complaint about how my flight, because I did have to sprint to the next gate. And then guess what? That flight wound up being delayed. And also the pilot for my flight from Atlanta to Pensacola, first day, surely, because not a single minute of that flight did I think, oh, okay, I can chill out now. Like, no, I was fighting for my life the entire time, thinking I was going to throw up, like screaming, crying, everything. No, I wasn't doing all of that. Anyways, but so bumpy. Granted, I know there was some weather, but like takeoff was awful, landing was awful, just everything was awful. So submitted a complaint. Guess who got 75,000 bonus miles? Yes, go queen. Um, And I'm like, wait, they really do just be out here handing out miles like this. All you had to do was say something. Wow. And wait a week. Actually 2 weeks, but that's fine. Then I also like while I was doing that because it like pulled up all of the flights I had taken recently. When we had gone to Fort Lauderdale in like December, it pulled up those too. And we had a really terrible flight from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale. And I remember my mother-in-law being like, "You need to like fill out a complaint or whatever." And I was like, whatever, I'll get to it. But I did it this time because I was like, oh. Also, the fact that y'all are letting me put in a complaint on a flight that was in December is crazy. But I did. And Matthew and I both got a $50 e-credit. Okay. I guess I just should have listened sooner because the amount of miles I've probably could have racked up because something always happens. A flight is always delayed by some, like either when you're leaving or when you're getting there. Something is delayed. Something is not working. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I need to, I need to do this more often. So there's a hack. If you guys didn't know, I don't think it's hurting anyone because I mean, unless they're like putting points on to the flight attendants for, but how can you do that really? You know what I mean? Because some people, aka me, are out here just complaining because they're like, oh, let's see what you'll give me. Okay, thanks. Um, so yeah. Okay. And then we're gonna end this on a great note because I was so nervous, you guys. So remember the whole wildflower garden debacle? The yard guy spraying it. Okay. And I had to start all over. Very depressing, screaming, crying, throwing up legitimately for that one. And I was nervous about doing it again because we're so late, like into the season already. That's something you really should be doing in spring. And I was like, "Ugh, it's so hot here. And it has not been raining. Thankfully, I have a sprinkler system in there. Um, but I was worried that they weren't going to germinate and it wasn't going to. Let me tell you, that bitch is popping off. Did get my do not spray sign. So the yard guy did come recently and they were still intact. So love that. Who would have known? Just needed a sign. Not like it's a garden anyways, but okay. But you want to know what he didn't do when he was still here? Didn't spray the playground, which was overgrown with nasty weeds. Even though we pulled up all the grass, weeds can literally thrive, and I just don't understand it. And nothing. Like I am not nourishing this over here whatsoever. There's mulch on top of it all, and stuff is still shooting up. But the yard guy doesn't spray that. Okay. Whatever. Anywho, the wildflower garden is popping off. It's like tall. It's up to the windows now. And I can see on some of the um stalks, shoots. I don't know what they're specifically called, but I can see the little buds on some of them, like where they're gonna bloom soon. I'm just so excited, like that this is doing well because my raised bed garden is the chili peppers are popping off. Again, I think chili peppers are one of those things that can thrive no matter what. So we love that. I don't know how the onions are doing because they're like in the soil, you know what I mean? So like unless I pull it up, I'm not gonna know how it's doing, I think, unless I don't know the top part of it hasn't tells me anything about it. Don't know why my zucchini will like it flowers and then it does nothing. Duke and I were talking about it. Apparently I need to do some neem oil type stuff. My tomatillo, I had one tomatillo from it that I accidentally, it was like a little tiny one and it was still growing and I was like touching it and it accidentally popped off. So I ate it. Nothing since then, but it is like growing a lot. But something else like Duke and Kitty and I were talking about was that when like plants are first getting established, like breaking off the flowering parts because the plant is putting more energy into the flower than into like whatever it's supposed to produce. So I was like, okay. I need to do some more research on everything that I need to do to get that going. The cilantro, that thing bit the dust. I trimmed it like literally all to the bottom because I was like, sometimes that's all I have to do, and stuff will come back. It's not come back. That's okay. We'll try again. I do think I needed to put some more soil in it too, because I don't think there's enough soil in it for everything to really like root down. Um, but we have next season. Okay. So on that note, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Thank you for tuning in to episode 21. And don't forget to follow me on my socials at Feral Thoughts Pod. Like the episode, rate it, subscribe, whatever you need to do to stay caught up with all things feral. Bye, rats.